Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports, live commentary of the Milano Derby. It is Inter Milan versus AC Milan. You could say Inter Milan are hosting AC Milan, but of course, let's not forget they do both play in the same stadium, in the scintillating San Siro for us tonight. And of course, it is one of the most famous derbies in world football, as both sets of players are just out onto the pitch, shaking hands before the kickoff. And I do have the lineups for you. So it looks as though there has been 4 changes for Inter Milan. So Edin Dzeko, Federico Di Marco, Milan Skriniar and Alessandro Bastoni are coming in to replace Denzel Dumfries, Stefan de Vrij, Robin Gosens and Romelu Lukaku. So it's Onana in goal, in defence it's Bastoni, Acerbi, Skriniar, and then in midfield it's Di Marco, Mkhitaryan, Cal Hanoglu, Barrera and Darmian, and then up front is Martinez and Edin Dzeko. So just currently sorting out the time. Let me just get that sorted as we're just about to get ready for the kickoff. We'll go through the starting lineup for AC Milan in just a moment, but there is 3 changes, which means Ante Rebic, Alexis Saelmaekers and Charles Di Ketelaere have come off for Simon Kjaer, Divock Origi and Junior Messias. And starting for them, in goal it's Tata Rossana, the number 1. In defence it's 3 in defence of Kalula, Kaya and Gabbia. Then 5 in midfield, Calabria, Messias, Tonali, Krunic and Theo Hernandez. And there we go, you heard the whistles, the game is kicked off. Olivier Giroud and Divock Origi up front. So here we go then, Inter Milan with the kickoff. So they're going to be attacking from left to right in this first half, AC Milan from right to left. And as you'd expect, Inter Milan in their usual blue and black shirt with black shorts, black socks. AC Milan in their usual red and black strip, but white shorts and white socks for tonight. Inter Milan with a throw-in deep inside the AC Milan half. It's been taken by Matteo Darmian. Nothing really comes of it, but for it to go out for another throw-in. It's currently with Inter Milan just back in their own half at the moment. So a big game this for both, especially for Inter Milan, if they're going to try and keep up with Napoli, because they are currently 16 points behind Napoli going into this game. If there's any chance of them stopping them, they've got to win this game tonight against their arch rivals. AC Milan not in the best of forms either. Of course, they've had 2 very bad defeats recently, and this is probably the best chance to restore their faith into this season by beating Inter Milan, who they would hate to lose to tonight. Inter Milan currently pretty much have had the possession since the kickoff. A minute and a half into the game, it's with Matteo Darmian, who's playing on the right wing, it looks like tonight, who can be seen as a right back. Now the ball's in the centre circle with Henrik Mkhitaryan. Across now to Di Marco. Now they've gone just outside the box, and the shot at goal, it just goes over the crossbar from Lautaro Martinez. He's wearing the captain's armband tonight, the Argentinian, a World Cup winner of course from winning it in Qatar back in December, along with his good teammates of Lionel Messi, McAllister of Brighton, you name it. Martinez, of course, another fellow Martinez in goal for them that night. That famous save that we saw in the last kick of the game. And we're talking about one of his opponents and finalists of that final, Olivier Giroud, just now getting penalised by the referee for pulling the shirt of what looked to be on Acerbi. But currently now Inter Milan with the ball after taking a free kick inside their own half. Chipped ball forward, only to be headed back towards the halfway line. It's now with Di Marco, and he'll play it back to Andre Onana, who gets the first touch tonight, the goalkeeper for Inter Milan, who joined from Ajax back in the summer. And Onana with only 4 clean sheets this season in Serie. clean sheet against AC Milan would be lovely for him tonight. Hasn't been able to do that against AC Milan in the league, but he certainly did a few weeks ago. Inter Milan winning 3-0 in the Supercoppa Italia. Sorry, Super Cup that was. Getting mixed up with their competitions at the moment. Anyway, long driven ball out to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Doesn't pick out DeMarco. It was just too deep for him to reach. And that's a goal kick for AC Milan. If you haven't yet, do get in touch on the live chat page. And we'll read out your messages throughout the game. And of course, vote on the poll and let us know who you think is going to win the game. It's currently with AC Milan, just trying to go for a long pass down the middle, but Onana straight to him. And Inter Milan with the possession at the moment, just inside their own half. Of course, we'll go through the scores that have happened already in Serie A this weekend. I say already, it's Sunday night, so we're coming to nearly the end of another weekend of 2023. It's going quick already this year, I feel. Already we're into February. We've got some messages on our live chat page. We've got Garvanen getting in touch saying good evening. Hello, Garvanen. I take it you're from Finland after seeing your profile picture yesterday. Anyway, here come Inter Milan. DeMarco, he's going to go for a strike. Blocked by Kalula, I think it was. No, it's Calabria who made the block. He went for goal, but blocked way before it would even reach the net. Inter Milan will go again here on the left wing. It's now with Mkhitaryan. Flicks it forward, and a save by Tata Rossano. Lautaro Martinez with the first shot on target of the game. We've only reached 5 minutes, but Inter Milan looking for that first goal of the game. Henrik Mkhitaryan with a great quick pass with one touch through into the box. And Lautaro Martinez, he did everything he could, but it's a fine right-handed save by Tata Rossano. So corner to come, first one of the game. Inter to get the first set piece, and it's on the near side. DeMarco with a short corner. It's gone back to him to cross it in, and last touch coming off Chiar there, and it's going to be another corner kick for Inter Milan. The main centre-back for AC Milan, Chiar, he's of course famous for saving Christian Eriksen's life, you could say, after what happened, those tragic events back in Euro 2020, when it was between Denmark and Finland and Christian Eriksen collapsed. But great to see him, of course, back in the professional game. And of course he was a former player of Inter Milan, and he was playing for the Italian club during that time. Here comes the corner then. It's dangerous, but as I say that, it's straight to Tata Rossano. There was quite a curve to it, quite high in the air, but none of the outfield players were going to get any good height on that because it was too high for them to reach it. Of course, we've got our live video printer, folks, towards the bottom right corner of your screen, so that will let you know of any goals that come in any matches around the world that you can think of. For example, FC Porto in the last few minutes, it looks like, have made it 2-0 with a few minutes left to go in that game against Vizela. So it looks like they'll be getting a win tonight. Who will win this game, though? If I look at the poll, it is currently Inter Milan leading that at 67%. You can still vote, though, if you haven't yet. We normally end the poll near the end of the game. But if you have just joined us, this is live commentary of Inter Milan versus AC Milan. Where else would you want to be on a Sunday night when it's two of the biggest clubs in Italian football going head-to-head? And here they come again, Inter Milan. It's been all them on the attack so far. AC Milan have had to pretty much defend since the kick-off. It's now with Martinez, and he will go for it, and he was very, very ambitious there. And it went well over the target. Already Tata Rossano having to do some real work to get his paycheck for this week. Goal kick to come for AC Milan. Jamie Davies has got in touch, and he says, Alejandro Defino. I quite like that. I'll take that. I like that, Burgoyne. Governance says, yes, I'm from Finland. Yeah, I thought that'd be the case looking at the flag on your profile picture. Well, there's an Inter player down. I'm just trying to figure out who that is, but referee's happy for them to go on. The cameras are focusing a little bit more on the player, and it's the Taro Martinez, but he is back on his feet. He's got his right hand to his face. I wonder if there was collision, and the referee clearly didn't think it was enough for the game to be paused. But Inter do have the possession. It's been all Inter so far. Skriniar out to the right hand side of Darmian. Now with Barrera. Martinez now to Barrera again, and then a few yards back just to the centre circle of Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan, of course, a former Manchester United player and Arsenal player. 17 appearances before this game tonight. Only the one goal to his name, though. Now it's with Skriniar again. Ball comes in, and a header just wide past the near post. Lautaro Martinez, yet again, he's been incredibly busy in the opening 10 minutes here. Good ball from Skriniar. Lautaro Martinez just beats Chiara in the air, and it just went past the post, and if it was on target, Tatarusanu was not going to save that. He was left for dead. He didn't move an inch. But in terms of form from both teams, we're getting exactly what we probably would have expected at the start of this game. Inter Milan being the more dangerous side. AC Milan just maybe just letting themselves calm themselves down in their own ground here to just get themselves into this game. They've just won a free kick. Theo Hernandez fouled by Martinez. Martinez falling to the ground and getting in the way of Theo Hernandez's path, pretty much near the halfway line on the near side. So free kick to come, and it's kicked backwards to Chiara. Of course, we mentioned it before, he's also the captain for Denmark. Not a great World Cup for him and his team. They didn't get out the group stages, and I think quite a few people expect them to do a lot better after reaching the semi-finals of the Euros. Now here's Edin Dzeko. Edin Dzeko plays it out wide to Skriniar. Now with Matteo Darmian. Now Cal Hanoglu. He's got support. He plays a short pass to Barrera. Barrera falls to the ground, and he does win a free kick. And, well, Inter wanted to take it quickly. They were about to go on the attack, but the referee has told them to head back and take it again. Looks like the referee wasn't ready for them to crack on. Bambi has got in touch and says, got to love Tonali. And Governance saying, Lukaku is my brother, or bro. Yeah, no Romelu Lukaku in the starting lineup tonight. He is on the bench though, so there if needed later on in this game. Into it, the free kick. It's flicked just near the 6-yard box, but it was a good clearance for Kalula at the end. And Inter Milan having to have the ball pushed back into their own half, with now Cal Hanoglu wearing short sleeve and a pair of black gloves, which you've probably heard my commentaries in the past. I don't understand that at all. Because if you're cold, surely you'd wear thermals or a long sleeve top as well with the gloves, but that's where we are. Here come Inter on the left-hand side now. It's with Mkhitaryan. Plays it to the middle of Edin Dzeko. Edin Dzeko playing a bit further back than he probably would do normally. Bastoni was trying to get the kick into the box there. But now it's with Mkhitaryan again. Out to DeMarco on the left-hand side. He looks to swing this in to the box, but no one there. And Gabbia on his own, happy to make the clearance, but again, just giving the ball back to their opponents. It's with Barrera now. then to his left of Skriniar, then a flick forward only for Kjaer to read it now. The Taro Martinez picks up from the header forward, and here's Edin Dzeko. He falls to the ground. Is that a penalty? The play continues, and as you'd expect, there are all sorts of protests from the Inter players. From what I saw, it looked like a penalty. Edin Dzeko is frustrated and angry not to get his decision. Of course, we do have VAR in Serie, so I'm sure that'll be checked, but I'm just trying to figure out which defender that was. It was Gavia who made the foul, if it is a foul, but at the same time, watching the replay back, I think maybe the referee might have been correct there. I think Dzeko did fall down quite easily, but Gavia did start to push him. It was a good pass from the Taro Martinez on the edge of the box to find Edin Dzeko, and Edin Dzeko literally had 4 AC Milan players running at him. So the moment they saw Dzeko, they knew there was danger. But no, looks like there isn't going to be a check. So Inter Milan denied a penalty appeal. Kick taken long by Tatarusano, the goalkeeper, headed out for throw-in by Skriniar. It's mad to think, even though AC Milan have not been in great form recently, they're only 4 points off Inter. Sorry, 2 points behind, I'm getting that wrong. So they're 2 points behind Inter Milan, so AC Milan could still go above them if they win tonight. At the moment, they're looking like the second best team. It's only quarter of an hour in, still goalless if you've just joined us here on Let's Talk Sports live commentary from the San Siro. There's been a foul, and it's on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick for AC Milan. A foul on Messias. And just looking at the monitor, Lukaku looking nice and warm on the bench. He's got his big Inter Milan coat on. Not made many appearances this season. He's had an injury, of course. He got himself back and kind of match fit, you could say, ahead of the World Cup back in November, but him and his Belgium team didn't even get out of the group stages. Now AC Milan trying to maybe get their first real threat going, nothing out of it, only for the ball to be loose into the Inter box, and Onana in his orange kit happy to just pick that up. Free in defence right now for Inter, all in their own half. Now with Skriniar out wide to Darmian on the right hand side. Back to Skriniar. Decides to play it back into the box of Kirby. Kirby just feeling the pressure from Divock Origi. He hasn't, I don't think he's even touched the ball yet, the Belgium international. Now with Karl Haneglu. To Kirby again in the centre circle. He pushes it forward down the middle. Looks to his right. Big kick out to the right hand side. Good ball to Darmian. Now to Barrera. Martinez to Darmian again on the right wing. Barrera with the cross, and it's straight to Tatarusano in the 6-yard box. Well, it's ended 2-0 to FC Porto against Vizela. A win for them tonight. Of course, Tottenham Hotspur winning today against Manchester City. We've had quite the weekend in terms of the title race. There's going to be a free kick here for Inter Milan in their own half. A foul there by Messias, or Messias, you could say. But yeah, 1-0 Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane setting a new club record of most goals for Tottenham Hotspur by beating Jimmy Greaves. Memorable day for him, and to also beat Manchester City after Arsenal lost to Everton at Goodison Park yesterday, which that was a big win for Everton under the management of Sean Dyche in his first game since becoming the manager after Frank Lampard was sacked a few days ago. Inter Milan now, yet again, on the final third right now. On the left wing they are at the moment, with DeMarco with Bastoni, now DeMarco again with a low ball cross, no one gets there. AC Milan nearly left that loose, but none of the Inter forwards went for it. Darmian tried to get to the end of it, but he couldn't get there in time against Hernandez, and it's gone out for a throw-in. Milan playing dangerously at this moment in time. AC Milan are not in great form, as I mentioned, because at the moment they've only had one win in their last 5 games in all competitions, so they've only won 1 match, lost 2 and drawn 2. They've lost 2 in a row in the league so far. They've lost 4 games overall in the league, won 11 and drawn 5. But if you actually look at their goals as well, I mean, in terms of the goals that they've scored in the league this season, 37, but 29 goals scored against them. Not great for the defenders and the goalkeepers of AC Milan in terms of stats being fed to them. And I'm sure that Stefano Piali is probably been stressing at them to improve. I mean, they conceded 5 last weekend against Sassuolo. Looks like there's calls for offside there from the linesman. Javier Zanetti is watching in the stands tonight, as you'd expect. Inter Milan legend, won everything and was part of that treble winning team in 2010 under the management of Jose Mourinho. Can't believe that was 13 years ago now. Oh, crikey, a lot of messages coming through on our live chat page. We'll try and read them in just a moment. AC Milan currently with the ball, and that's a foul. It's going to be a free kick on the far side. DeMarco being told off by the referee. Fouled Messias there. AC Milan now going on the attack from that free kick. I'm not even sure what that was, because there was no one in the box, and Calabria was, I'm not even sure, from that angle from the right wing, he can't have been going for goal, or maybe he just miskicked it, because it looked like he was going to attempt a cross, but there was no black and red shirt in the penalty area to come and collect it, and that's just given away, costly of course for a goal kick. And now Inter Milan straight away, they're in a rush to go on the attack. It's on the far side with DeMarco trying to get the through ball, but it's straight to Tatarusano's feet, and he's killing time. Only 21 minutes in, but you'd think in all the games to get AC Milan's form back to its best, it's to be up for a game like this. Especially the fans will understand, there's no doubt about that. It's actually 1 each this season between the two teams. AC Milan won back on September 3rd in the reverse fixture, still in the same stadium of course. Rafael Leao scoring 2, Olivier Giroud scoring the other twin, 3-2, and Inter Milan did get goals in that from Brozovic and Edin Dzeko, but not enough to get anything from it. But then Inter Milan got their revenge back in January, winning in the Super Cup all the way in Saudi Arabia, 3-0. They thrashed AC Milan. DeMarco, Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez getting the goals that night. Comfortable win really, and some silverware for their travels as well. So currently Inter at this halfway point of the first half, by far the better team. Lautaro Martinez with a fantastic strike that was well saved by Tatarusano. That's been the best chance so far, and Martinez also getting a header that just went wide. They've just kicked the ball out for a throw-in actually into. That was a poor kick by a Kirby. Piali throughout this game, as he always does wear a turtleneck. It's a black turtleneck tonight, shouting out at his team. He's been standing there throughout the game, and you don't blame him. He's a man that wants to get something out of this tonight to get his team back on form. But of course, he was an Inter Milan coach, let's not forget, between November 2016 and May 2017. It didn't last long, but he was a coach here at Inter Milan, as well as he is now at AC Milan since 2019, back in October. Won Serie A last season, though, let's not forget. Inter Milan now on the right-hand side. To Mkhitaryan in the middle, out to DiMarco on the left. 4 of them in the box. No one there. But it's another chance for a strike at goal, and it's, I think it was Barrera with the strike with a low drill, and it went out for a corner. Took a deflection. He had plenty of space, and he thought, if I don't try, I don't know. But corner to come for Inter. If I've got this correct, this is their 3rd corner of the game. You just feel as though there's a goal coming. So DiMarco on the near side to take this corner. Kicks it in with his left foot. Oh, and it nearly crept in. And Tatarusanu had to punch it away, and the ball comes back in again. No one to get to the end of it for Inter because it's been cleared away. And now it's with Barrera, who picks up, and he's giving the ball away from Giroud. Now Giroud couldn't get the link-up play with Tonali, and it's a simple grab the ball again for Inter and playing it back to Onana. But Tatarusanu completely off his line, and we could have had a goal scored from the corner flag. So that'd be another shot on target registered, but it should never go in from there. And for Tatarusanu, that could have been embarrassing. Throwing to come for AC Milan on in their own half on the far side. I've not watched the replay since that corner, but I'd love to know how close it was. He had to punch it off the line. Would have been one of the goals of the weekend from DiMarco if he had scored that. Just having a look at your messages. A lot of chats about Finland, it looks like. Governor reckons Joe Stanley's he's Australian. It's now with DiMarco. Mkhitaryan playing out on the left-hand side. Mkhitaryan again, looking around him. Then to Barrera. Mkhitaryan again out to the left-hand side this time. Bastoni kicks it up in the air into the box. Darmian lets it roll out for a throw into Inter. Throw it taken. It's now with Skriniar to a Kirby, back to Onana. Well, we're nearly at the half-hour mark, and AC Milan look like a team that are just going to probably defend throughout most of it. But as I say that, here's Tonali trying to push up the attack on the left-hand side. But then Origi didn't complete the pass, gave the ball away, and then fouled Skriniar from behind. Free kick taken quickly. It's with Martinez now. They've switched sides to the left-hand side. Now to Mkhitaryan. Good pass to him, actually. Then back to Barrera. He had to slide down for the ball because he nearly lost the possession for it to go back towards Skriniar. Now with Darmian. To Barrera. Or Barrera tackled and given a free kick. Tonali, he ain't complaining. He just walked away from the incident. He never went for the ball. And if I was the referee, I'd give him a yellow card. Now they're showing the replay on my monitor from that corner. Tatarusanu was way off his line, and he had to go straight to his near post to punch it away. It certainly was a wake-up call for the Romanian goalkeeper. Oh, there's some chat going on here between Kalula and Lautaro Martinez. Not nice words, I don't think, either. Kiar having to cool things down. He really is a leader on that pitch, there's no doubt about it. Free kick to come, then Barrero swings it in, and it's just headed over the crossbar. I think it was Edin Dzeko with the last touch. It was either him or Lautaro Martinez. I say that, looks like it might be Skriniar at the end. It was, Martinez was near it as well. Tried to go with a flick header forward, but it went too high over the crossbar. The Italy manager is here tonight, Roberto Mancini. Saw him in the papers a few weeks ago launching the new Italy kit with, I think it's Nike, I should know that, as a football shirt collector. But yeah, they've left Puma, if I can remember. Or was it Adidas they've joined now? do answer on the live chat page. I'm sure it's Puma that have left them. They've changed designers, but yes, Roberto Mancini was there to be part of the launch and to show it off. I can't get over the nice grey jacket and the suits that Mancini, Vialli and all that wore during the Euros. They really knew how to dress for big occasions. Inter Milan now with a cross. No header there this time, it's cleared away. Calhanoglu couldn't pick up the second ball, and now AC Milan, could they go on the counter? It's on the near side with Hernandez. Hernandez pushing it forward. He gets fouled by, I think that was Mkhitaryan with the foul. He jogs away from the scene, but Hernandez is still down, and I'd imagine that we'll get a free kick out of it. But just when AC Milan thought they could just get something going, Henrik Mkhitaryan ruins it for them. Just watching that replay back. In all fairness to Mkhitaryan, he did get the ball. At first I didn't think he did, but when you watch the replay back, it's well won by the Armenian. But they've taken the free kick, Milan. They've decided to kick it back into their own half instead of pushing it forward. Now out onto the right hand side, here's Divock Origi inside the penalty area. We've not seen much of that so far. Giroud now, who plays it out wide so he can get ready for the cross in. Here comes the cross. Darmian gets there instead, then gets assistance from Barrera. He's getting pushed around, Barrera, from Hernandez. He's running around in circles but does really well. Now with Darmian. Darmian, he's under pressure now. He hasn't got much options, he's just trying to hold the ball, and he does so. Kicks it low, just for a clearance. And fair play to Inter, they are doing brilliantly to go on the counter. And that has definitely got to be a yellow card on Messias, no doubt about it. He's been booked, that's our first yellow card of the game. And I don't think that'll be our last booking of the night. It's getting very rowdy out there between the players. It's actually Kalula who got the yellow card. I thought it was Messias at first, but it's Kalula, one of the defenders. So the French international trying to pull Lautaro Martinez's shirt. Completely outpaced him, and he knew what he was doing. So free kick to come for Inter Milan. So Inter Milan 0, AC Milan 0 on Let's Talk Sport for the Milan derby. So far, if you've just joined us, it's Inter Milan who are no doubt going to be the first team to score at this rate. So if you do fancy a bet on that, I would say Inter Milan. And also to win the game in my predictions. But you never know in football. Sometimes the obvious never happens, and that's when the unpredictability kicks in, and that's what we love about the beautiful game. As expected from this game so far, Inter Milan with most possession. The win probability was towards Inter Milan as well, ahead of kickoff. 49% going for Inter to win on when looking online, and they've just won a corner. Inter Milan. Good push up forward by DeMarco. He's been brilliant on the left-hand side. But yeah, Inter Milan with 77% possession so far. So another corner to come then for Inter, their fourth of the game already. It'll be taken on the far side and into the 6-yard box and headed in by Lautaro Martinez. He's done it again and scores for Inter Milan. 1-0 to Inter, and he's having quite the season. It's his 12th goal of the season in the league. In just his 21st appearance of the season as well. He has been incredibly key up front for Inter Milan this season. And as you'd imagine, the blue half of the San Siro is having a party. 34 minutes gone. Inter Milan 1, AC Milan 0. Lautaro Martinez with the header. It was swung into the 6-yard box, and Lautaro Martinez, he had to take a few steps back, then make the header, and it beat Tatarusanu into the middle of the net. It's a fantastic header. Kiar has struggled against him all night long so far. And we have got our first goal of the derby. But as I said, it has been coming. AC Milan have kicked off again. Do get in touch, folks. I'd imagine most of you were expecting that to happen from what we've seen so far between the two sides. AC Milan now know that they've got to take action if there's not going to be more misery from after what we saw in the last few weeks. It's with Tonali now to Theo Hernandez. Tonali fouled by Kyle Hanaglu. 10 minutes to go till half time. It has been a quick first half. It's now with Gabbia. Now Kiar. I'd love to know how many seconds AC Milan have even had the possession in the Inter half, because they are struggling to even get out of their own half and getting past the halfway line. Barrera now on the right-hand side. He's trying to look to the left, but instead he'll play it short to his right of Darmian. Now with Skriniar, back to Kirby, the last man back. Now with Bastoni on the left-hand side, then picks up a pass back from Mkhitaryan. Now to Mkhitaryan again. Nearly went for a run, but maybe at his age he didn't feel like he wanted to try and outrun Messias there. Skriniar. To Barrera. Barrera again pushed back by Origi. I've not seen anything really from Origi or Giroud, but again they've had no real setup. They've not had urgencies to move forward with it. But they'll certainly, at this rate, they're going to want half time to happen, because they need to be having new tactics or something, because it's all Inter at the moment. And here they come again into Barrera now. Out to the left of Edin Dzeko. His pass was a bit heavy to Mkhitaryan, but Mkhitaryan does keep the possession going. Edin Dzeko now out onto the left wing. Plays it to Kyle Hanaglu. Kyle Hanaglu sees Edin Dzeko with the run, and he'll go for a shot. It's blocked by DeMarco, and then Theo Hernandez is in the right place at the right time to just boot the ball out of the 18-yard box. Now Lautaro Martinez out to the right-hand side. Darmian crosses the ball in, just headed out far to the left-hand side. It's now with DeMarco. He just keeps it in play, and his cross, it was blocked. Has that gone out for a throw? And it stays in play for a moment, and it's cleared away by Kalulu. Then picked up by the fella is opposite number 20 of Kyle Hanaglu. Oh, that's a late foul from Kyle Hanaglu. Very late. Not sure which player he fouled there. Looks as though it's Divock Origi. Got his studs to the ball, it looked like, but I think it's just the way he went from behind on Origi. So Milan with a free kick, only to just play it back to Kjaer. He didn't start in the last game, so Kjaer making a few changes ahead of this game, which was probably expected after what happened last weekend. Another foul, and just as we mentioned, Kjaer, he's just been on the receiving end of causing a foul against DeMarco. Nice have just scored on the 38th minute away from home against Marseille, so they're leading 1-0 there. Not an easy place to win at Marseille. A glorious stadium though, one of the venues of the Euro 2016 when France hosted it, and would lose to Portugal in the in the final with that golden generation of players, but I guess they made up for it by winning the FIFA World Cup 2 years later in Russia, just not in front of a Stade de France stadium full of French fans. It's with Onana. Only conceded 11 goals so far this season. Now it's with Bastoni to DeMarco. DeMarco playing the ball back towards a Kirby. Now with Skriniar. Couldn't get that pass complete to Martinez, and Martinez makes the foul on Krunic. Well, I've hardly seen Krunic with the ball at all so far tonight, and he nearly pushed it forward, but Inter have made quite a few fouls every time AC have tried to push forward from the halfway line. They're just not letting them do it. They've had no bookings yet, just Kalulu, who has a yellow card to his name. Currently 9 attempts from Inter Milan, 0 for AC Milan. 2 on target for Inter, including the goal, and AC Milan with none whatsoever. Those stats right there sums it up. Governor says Inter 1, Milan 0, let's go in capital letters. Jamie Bajoyan asks, Jamie, what's your go-to melting cheese? Cheese to melt on toast, beans, jacket potatoes, etc. I do love cheese, melted cheese on toast. Yeah, it's very basic, it's very simple, but I quite like it. So Rafael Leao's not looking happy on the bench. He's can hardly really see him. He's got his hood up, he's got his neck warmer covering his mouth at the moment. He is on the bench tonight, but there has been problems between Leao and AC Milan in the January window. I think he was hoping to actually get a transfer, because he has become one of the hottest prospects in European football in the last couple of years, and I'm sure we'll hear his name a lot in the transfer window come the summer. Last rumours I heard was that Manchester City were looking at him. They might need a Rafael Leao after losing tonight to Tottenham Hotspur, which it was a great opportunity for them to close the gap on Arsenal, but nothing really changes at the top 2 of the table. Man United did win, but they're still in 3rd place. Now then, Inter Milan, they've got just over 2 minutes to go till half time. Could they double the lead here and create a bit of a comfort zone? Here's DeMarco to Mkhitaryan. Now to Skriniar. Decides to go down the right hand side himself, up against Tonali. Short pass across to his left of Karl Haneglu. His cross is deflected and it's gone out of the penalty area again. Martinez does really well to win the ball back. Now Mkhitaryan Out to the left wing of DeMarco. And then it's swung in, it's blocked by Edin Dzeko. He don't think he saw the ball coming, and it came off his chest and the ball got away from him. Inter Milan have a throw-in coming up. Nice have doubled the lead again. 2-0 a minute before half-time, and their away match to Marseille. DeMarco now after the throw-in. Mkhitaryan again, now Edin Dzeko's in the middle, 30 yards from goal. He's got plenty of space, he might just go alone. No, he'll play it wide to Darmian. Darmian with the cross. Nobody there. Headed away by Calabria to give Inter a throw-in. DeMarco with a short throw-in. To Mkhitaryan, tries to flick it into the left-hand side of the penalty area. Now it's with DeMarco again. Swings it in, it takes, yep, it comes off an AC Milan defender of Kalulu, and it will be a corner kick again for Inter. This is their 5th one already in this match before we even reach the halfway point. Now Martinez scored from a corner kick a few minutes ago. Could they score another one here and possibly put the game to bed before we even reach half time? Well, it's a crowded area on the near post. Most of the AC Milan and Inter players are crowded in that 6-yard box, making it difficult for the goalkeeper to maybe see it come in before him. And it's swung straight in. They try and go for it again by trying to creep it in from the corner flag. Tatarusano yet again punches it away. Now DeMarco swings it in, and it's instead just bounced out for a goal kick. We've just been given that there'll be 1 minute of added time. So that's twice now that Tatarusano has nearly been tricked into giving a goal from a corner flag. Both pretty much the same kicks, but opposite ends. Garvanen says this game going on penalties, and Inter wins in the penalties. It's just a normal league match tonight, Garvanen, so even if it's a draw, after 90 minutes it can end in a draw since it's a league match. Emma Fleming says, I'm going 2-1 AC Milan. Well, they've got to improve a lot in the second half, Emma. No attempt whatsoever from AC Milan in terms of going forward. They have struggled. But, of course, if Inter Milan don't take their chances, it could come back and haunt them. Well, the 1 minute of added time is up, but there's been a delay because I think it was Skriniar who was injured for a moment, so they had to treat him, so that will delay the match a little bit. But Inter do have it in possession, and the referee won't let them do anything with it as he's blown the whistle for half time. And while it's a very one-sided derby so far, blue and black are the colours right now here in Milan, because it's Lautaro Martinez with a goal 11 minutes before half time with a header from a corner that separates Inter and AC Milan at the halfway point, and getting his 12th goal of the season. So as the players head to the tunnel, we will have a quick break here on Let's Talk Sport, but don't go anywhere, as we'll be back shortly ahead of the second half for more live commentary here on Let's Talk Sport. So don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to our live commentary of Inter Milan versus AC Milan. And we're just, of course, waiting until the second half begins. But if you haven't been here, where have you been? It's been quite a good game so far if you're an Inter fan, as they're leading 1-0 thanks to a header from Lautaro Martinez on the 34th minute by scoring a header from a corner kick to put them ahead, and they've been the better team, Inter Milan. Simple as that. AC Milan need a lot of work and improvement to do in the second half if they have any chance of at least rescuing a point at the San Siro, and of course try and avoid the bragging rights going towards Inter Milan, because of course AC Milan are aiming to do the double over Inter Milan in the league this season. But before the second half begins, it looks as though AC Milan will make at least one change from what I'm seeing in the dugout. But just go through a few results from the weekend. In match day 21 of 38, so over the halfway point at least until the of this season. So it just shows these games come in quick, thick and fast. So Cremonese lost 2-0 to Lecce yesterday. AS Roma on good form at the moment, winning 2-0. I know they lost to Napoli last weekend, but Napoli had to get a late winner to beat them. Sassuolo continuing their good form, 1-0 against 10-men Atalanta. Spezia losing at home to Napoli. It was always going to be difficult for them against the league leaders. Napoli winning 3-0. It's just been that kind of time for Napoli fans. They're just playing brilliant football at the moment. Victor Osimhen scoring both goals, so on 2 of the 3 goals, that is. Torino 1, Udinese 0, Fiorentina 1, Bologna 2, and of course half time here 1-0 to Inter. There is 2 matches, actually 3 matches over the next 2 days. Verona at home to Lazio at 5:30 tomorrow, and then straight after that at 7:45. This is all UK time anyway. Monza against Sampdoria. And then on Tuesday night, to complete match day 21, it is Salernitana against Juventus at 7:45. Anyway, we're getting ready for a substitution, and it looks as though it is Brahim Diaz coming on to replace Messias, which is about right, to be honest. I think that's a good change because Messias has been an invisible man in that first half. So we're getting ready for the second half. Both teams back out onto the pitch. Will Inter continue the way that they have played from that first half, or AC Milan, could they turn this around? In the second half it'll be Inter Milan attacking from right to left, AC Milan from left to right. We've seen a lot of activity on my right in this game so far. Could we see that from AC Milan in the second half? Referee blows the whistle to start the second half. AC Milan kick off. So no changes from Inter, just that one that was from AC Milan, their first substitution of the game. Brahim Diaz coming on for Messias. No Rafael Leao yet. Will we see him at all in this game? You do wonder, is he match fit? He's on the bench, so he's available for Piali. So throw in on the far side in line with the 18-yard box. Short one for AC Milan, and it's intercepted at the end by Darmian, and he does win a throw in. Well, it's just ended West Ham United women 0, Arsenal women 0 in the Women's Super League. Another twist in the title race there, because Man United couldn't beat Everton today in the earlier kickoff, while Chelsea did win in their derby against Tottenham Hotspur 3-1 when I last checked. Meanwhile, back with this game, it's with DeMarco on the left-hand side, short to Bastoni, then back towards Mkhitaryan, and then he plays the ball out to the middle of the park. Martinez couldn't get that 1-2 pass with Enezeko on the edge of the penalty area, as it was cleared away, and now it's on the far side for Inter. with Barrera, then back to Squenya. Origi just running at him at the moment, so it's gone back to Onana with plenty of space and time around him. It's half-time at the new camp in La Liga as Barcelona, no goals in their game so far as they host Sevilla. Oh, there's a foul there on, I think it's on Lautaro Martinez, the captain of Inter Milan. Late challenge that was from Gabbia. So I've just seen Rafael Leao. He is now warming up on the sidelines. It must be quite cold in Milan tonight because he's got everything on to keep him warm, while also doing well to get the bib over his big coat and his beanie hat. It's going to be another throw-in for Inter as it's gone a few yards forward to pretty much in line with the edge of the 18-yard box. Looks like he's going to try and do a long throw here. That's DeMarco. Now to Darmian. Darmian with the cross, headed away. Now out to the 30-yard mark to Mkhitaryan. DeMarco on the left wing. Decided not to look towards making the cross into the box and playing it back to the halfway line. Now with Bastoni, all's a foul. And I think that's from Gabbia again. He's made a couple of late challenges in the last few minutes, and will the referee get his yellow card out? Looks like he might just let him free there. Went very late in, charging at Lautaro Martinez. No booking. But I'm sure that might have been a warning from the referee, because Gabbia has been in trouble a couple of times, even just as we reach the 4th minute of this second half. So free kick to come. Bastoni, the man behind it, flicked out to Mkhitaryan in the middle. Now with DeMarco on the left wing. Back to Mkhitaryan. Will he look to kick this in? No. He plays it out to Darmian now. To Squenya. Back to Darmian. Now it's with Bastoni. Looks to kick this into the penalty area. Does so. It's with DeMarco on the left wing this time. Now with Martinez. He normally likes to have a shot from here. Then the cross in from Bastoni. Then chested down. Just outside the penalty area from Barrera. And nothing comes of it for Inter, as it's intercepted by Diaz, the substitute, who's just come on at the start of this second half. AC Milan, every time they get the ball, they're trying to maybe go on a quick counter-attack, because they clearly don't look like they can hold on to the possession. Now it's with Kalula, who's currently got a yellow card in this game, the only player in the referee's yellow card book so far. There has been quite late challenges from both teams, which you'd probably expect in a derby, especially in a rivalry like this one. It's with Onana. Oh, just keeps it away from Giroud as he comes running in. Inter couldn't deal with getting rid of the ball, and they've kicked it out for a throw-in on the far side. It's with Divock Origi, who picks up from the short throw-in. Now to Hernandez. Nothing come of it there, and AC Milan, instead of trying to take the risk of losing possession by going on the attack, they've gone all the way back into their own half. Olympiacos getting a goalless draw away to Salonika. But yeah, not many matches going on in the world right now. Sunday night it's always a little quieter, but a lot of European football is normally on at this time of night, especially in Spain and Italy, and a bit of France from time to time as well. with Marseille playing Nice tonight. Look at the passing stats. Inter Milan 337. In AC Milan just short of a century with 99. And here they are now, Inter Milan, just passing it freely with Bastoni just outside his own penalty area. And actually, they've just given a throw-in away. Kyle Haneglu couldn't pick up from the backward pass. But again, AC Milan just can't get a string of passes together as it's comfortably intercepted by Edin Dzeko, who certainly likes to play quite far back when needed. And he's making the run down the middle without the ball because it's on the far side at the moment with Skriniar. And Divock Origi chasing him down yet again. Skriniar deciding not to play it to Onana and instead play it out to DeMarco. Now with Bastoni on the halfway line. To Skriniar, who's got some space again after Origi lets him go. To Bastoni, now to DeMarco again. Of course, the manager for Inter Milan of Simone Inzaghi, he's on the left-hand side of the pitch in terms of the dugout, so he'll get a nicer view if Inter Milan are to score again in this second half. He had to watch a bit further away the way they attacked in that first half, and I'm sure he enjoyed what he saw. Now here's DeMarco, and he goes for it, and he went for I think it was a half volley at the end from the left-hand side of the box. It was a flick forward pass to him, and he was able to outpace Calabria, but from the angle it was always going to be tough, and it was just a little wide at the end. But he thought, why not? Tata Rossano was on high alert though. He looked like he was ready for the shot if it was going to be on target. I think there might be a substitution here. Yeah, here he is then, the main man of AC Milan, as he just had words with Piali, and he's going to come off for Origi. And Saelmaker has come on for Calabria. Some boos going on in the stadium, not sure. I'd imagine that's from the Inter Milan fans. So Saelmaker's coming on for Calabria. So that is already 3 substitutes made from AC Milan. And here they come now with a shot at goal from Lautaro Martinez. Inter Milan still on the attack. It's with Barrera. Barrera has his back towards goal. He couldn't go forward with it. And now he tries to pick it up again. Theo Hernandez defending the ball, shielding it away from him, and lets it go out for a goal kick. But moments before, AC Milan make 2 changes, and all those tactics could have gone way out the window because Martinez nearly doubled the lead and nearly got himself a second goal of the night. Completely a lot more quicker than Kalulu. And then he made the strike with his right foot. It was on target, but Tata Rossano got down to it and made the save. Actually, in terms of shots on target, Lautaro Martinez could have had a hat-trick tonight. Because early on in the first half, if you didn't listen to our commentary then, Lautaro Martinez had a shot saved by Tata Rossano. So he could have had a hat-trick by now. 3 shots on target, 1 goal out of it. He is a man on form and their top goal scorer so far this season in the league. And we've just seen Rafael Leao come on, who is the top goal scorer in Serie A for AC Milan. And boy, do they need a bit of spark from him now if they are going to attack. We've just not seen much going on up front for AC Milan. So even getting Leao on is obviously pretty obvious. It's whether or not they can get themselves going forward. It's with Tonali. Now with Rafael Leao, gets his first touch since coming on. Plays it through to Theo Hernandez. Is a bit more like it. His low ball cross didn't pick out his fellow Frenchman of Giroud in to clear it, and they win a free kick. But that was a bit more like it from Milan, a bit more pace on the left-hand side that we saw there between Leao and Theo Hernandez. But then Leao giving away a free kick after he put both of his arms wrapped around behind of Barrera. And then there's a good slow-mo replay that I've just seen on my monitor of Leao probably saying to the ref, it wasn't me. But yeah, that was definitely enough to be a free kick. Clearly got frustrated that they didn't pull off an equaliser there. But they can go again, AC Milan. It's with Sailmakers now. Short pass across to the middle. Now onto the left-hand side, and the cross comes in, and a free header just going over the crossbar by the big man, the target man, Olivier Giroud. Just didn't quite get enough behind it, you could say. Probably not enough control with the head. It was a good cross from Hernandez. And Giroud clapping towards his teammate, saying good job. He just couldn't get the finish there. But Giroud is a man you can't leave on his own near any goal whatsoever. No defender should leave him with space. He's one of them. But I mean, let's not forget what happened in that World Cup quarter-final between France and England in the Qatar World Cup. Oh, and On has made a poor clearance, and luckily it got back to him. He tried to kick it out, which he did, but Giroud with a flick kick behind his back nearly gave it away, but it just got back to Anona in time, just before, I'm not sure which play it was. It might have been Tonali or Leao who was near him. But we've seen Giroud score freakish goals. We know what he's like. The scorpion kick, let's not forget that goal he scored for Arsenal a few years ago, one of the best goals ever. Mkhitaryan scored one pretty much similar to that on the same week for Man United in the Premier League. Both players, of course, on the pitch here tonight at the San Siro. So, Inter Milan now, they've just got to be a little careful. They're looking a little shaky all of a sudden. It's with Darmian, as they've switched play between him and Bastoni. It's on the far side at the moment. Now with Barrera, trying to get it through onto Zeko, but it ends up being a pass too long for him. AC Milan trying to go for a long ball down the middle. Couldn't pick out Giroud. Giroud feels as though he was fouled. Referee jogs away, and it's now with Inter Milan. On the near side, it's with Barrera. No good there. Kirby trying to chase the ball down. And now here comes Kalula, trying to push it out away from the penalty, and he does really well, but he couldn't get the pass. He feels as though he was fouled when he was making the run, but the referee, maybe Kalula thought it would be, well, maybe it looked as though he thought he was playing advantage, but instead it looked as though the referee was happy with what he was seeing, actually. Back with Anana. So we've reached the hour mark. Only one goal that we've seen so far tonight. Will that be the winning goal from Lautaro Martinez on the 34th minute? Inter Milan 1, AC Milan 0, live on Let's Talk Sport. Remember to get in touch on the live chat page and to give us a like and subscribe to Let's Talk Sport, and do check out our social media as well, which is Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. May as well even add MySpace and Bebo in there. For you kids who probably don't know what that is. There's a yellow card actually that's just come out, and that is actually for Rafael Leao. So he's only been on for a few minutes and already the referee is keeping an eye on him. I'll have to watch the replay back. I didn't see much in that, but it was Leao who had the ball. Oh, he kind of tried to flick the ball backwards, and then in that moment his left arm swung and hit the face of Barrera. I don't think it was intentional, but it's still enough for the referee to give him a yellow card. Chiar, the captain tonight for AC Milan, is just having a word with the referee. Don't think he'll get him to change his mind. We never see that happen. Romelu Lukaku is warming up on the bench. Sorry, not on the bench, on the sidelines. Not really been Lukaku's season so far, but we saw in his first spell at Inter Milan that he was one hell of a striker, helping them win the league in 2021. And of course AC Milan winning it the season after, and they are of course the current league champions, and don't think many of us expect them to hold on to that status come the end of this season. At the moment, Napoli are the team to win the title, and probably quite comfortably. Because even if Inter win this game tonight, Napoli will still be 13 points ahead, with even a massive goal difference over Inter. They're on 36, while if the scoreline stays like this for Inter, it'll be just on 15. So 21 goals that separate them, as well as 13 points. Just can't get a thing wrong this season, Napoli. And you could say as well, if they seal the title so early on and they're still in the Champions League, they can put full focus in that. And now here come Inter. Oh, it's a poor touch by DiMarco, just inside the left-hand side of the AC Milan penalty area. Great long ball to him. He got there, but his first touch with his left boot was too heavy, and he knows that completing that pass could have given him the opportunity to have a shot on goal, but has not put the game to bed. We mentioned that Javier Zanetti is watching in the stands tonight, a former Inter player, and also another AC Milan legend is watching, Paolo Maldini. He certainly played a lot of Milano derbies in his time. What a player he was. Andrew Pollard, who's one of our listeners tonight, who got in touch in the live chat page, big fan of his. Theo Hernandez has just been fouled by Martinez. Hernandez going up in the air for the header, but Martinez was behind him, and I do feel as though there's a lot of fouls that happen in the air which don't always make sense, because the moment they're in the air and they're off the ground, there's no control, is there really? It just becomes clumsy, if anything. Gabbia now for Milan to Leao. Leao cuts from left to right. Out left to the Theo Hernandez. Now to Tonali. AC Milan still 1-0 down, looking for that equaliser with 25 minutes to go. Kalula was thinking about making the cross, but there's no one in the penalty area apart from Olivier Giroud, so there weren't many options. And now Olivier Giroud intercepts again. Not sure what kind of a kick that was by Salamakers, but it's now headed away, and now it's with Edin Dzeko. Keeps it away from Tonali, then looks out to the far side with Calhanoglu. Barrera decides to kick it all the way back to Onana in his penalty area. Onana in full orange tonight. Long sleeve orange top, orange shorts, orange socks. Certainly can't miss him with those shirt colours. It's back with him again, the former Ajax goalkeeper. Boots it up in the air with his left foot. And it just enters the AC Milan half, calls for a foul, and the referee has given Milan a free kick. And it's a yellow card for Inter. I think that might be for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Yes, it is. So he goes into the book. That's actually Inter Milan's first yellow card of the night. AC Milan have got 2 bookings, Inter with 1, which just shows, you know, Inter Milan have been quite quiet in the last 15 minutes, I'd say, in terms of opportunities at goal. It might just, you know, little yellow cards and moments like that here and there against Inter would give AC Milan the confidence, maybe. Tonali does really well. He tracks back to kick the ball away from Martinez's feet to play it back to Tatarusano, and it's offside against AC Milan. About 10 yards into the Inter half. Now here's a big question from Jamie Davies, but we'll go back to that in a minute because it's now Tonali. He gets fouled and he does win a free kick. Now is that a booking? Referee decides to put the spray down straight away, but he has given a yellow card to a Kirby. As I said before, we're seeing moments now. Inter starting to look a little frustrated. They know that no matter how bad AC Milan have been in this game, all it takes is a moment and they're back in this. But Tonali, yeah, it's a foul, no doubt about it. The Kirby trips Tonali over. Tonali may have added a bit of Oscar acting in there, but I think that was still enough for him to win a free kick. Tonali's still frustrated, but he was able to get his opponent a yellow card and won a free kick, so I don't know what more he could really complain about. This is a good opportunity for Milan. Tonali and Theo Hernandez and Kjaer next to the ball at the moment. A 5-man wall for Inter Milan, just inside the half D, or the semicircle you could say. Kjaer's just stepped away from the ball, so it'll either be Hernandez or Tonali to take this. Are they going to go straight for goal here? Can they get it past the wall? Theo Hernandez way over the crossbar. Decided to have a go with his left foot, but that was a poor free kick. I was saying to my old man earlier, which it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Dad. Reaching 73 years old. He's seen a lot of football in his time, especially different squads with these two teams. But we were saying earlier when watching the Spurs-Man City game that free kicks these days, I feel like you have to be smart to score them, but very rarely score from direct anymore. I mean, look at that free kick that Wout Weghorst scored in the World Cup to keep the Dutch in their knockout match with Argentina. They go on to lose on penalties, but my word, what a set piece that was. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube. It's a brilliant goal. Inter Milan looks as though just before we reach 70 minutes, at some point will put on Romelu Lukaku. From what I'm seeing, he's just taking his jacket and joggers off, so I think he is about to come on here. And Inter have just won a free kick, so looks as though they're going to make the changes. It's going to be 2 changes. AC Milan have just done one with Gabbia coming off. Mkhitaryan's just gone off. So Gozen's come on for DeMarco. And Edin Dzeko coming on for the Kaku. Sorry, Edin Dzeko coming off for the Kaku. Now I saw Mkhitaryan go off, but I'm not sure who replaced him. But oh, Brozovic. Yeah, Brozovic has come on for him. Which makes sense. Mkhitaryan had a yellow card to his name, so I don't think Inzaghi wanted to risk it by going down to 10 men late on in this game with just under 20 minutes to go. Now AC Milan made a change with Gabbia coming off. I'm not sure who replaced him, so I'm just going to try and find that out. But it's currently with Tata Rossano, the AC Milan goalkeeper, in possession. Melek Tior has come on. So that means Inter Milan have made 3 changes, AC Milan have made 4. So Milan, 18 minutes to go, they need an equaliser. Here's Rafael Leao. Can he be the hero? Outpaces his man, gets the cross in, no one there, only to be cleared away by Brozovic. Now here they come again. Yet again the cross is cleared. But AC Milan's shown a lot more activity up front than they did in the first half, and they have it in possession now with Kiar out to the left of Thiaw. Now Hernandez, of course, will hope to keep attacking down that left-hand side. He knows how to cross a ball. Now with Rafael Leao, couldn't get it through into the box. And Inter will just boot it away again. They're showing a bit of panic at the moment, Inter. They're not comfortable with the ball, and if they carry on playing like this, they might just concede an equaliser, who knows. AC Milan back in their own half at the moment. If you just joined us, it's Inter Milan 1, AC Milan 0. You're coming in at just the right time with just over a quarter of an hour left to play at the San Siro in the second and final league meeting between the Milan teams of this season. As I say, it's 1-1 in the head-to-head of this season. Here they come now, AC Milan on the far side. They're just inside their own half at the moment. But again, they're passing a lot better. They're more comfortable on the pitch now than what we saw in the first half. Much different team this time. Now with Diaz. He was another substitute that came on at the beginning of the second half. Kalula on the left-hand side with Diaz now to the middle. Diaz flicks the ball forward to Leao, and that's a poor attempted pass by Leao. I'm not sure who's trying to play that to. Sailor Makers, I think. But instead, again, Inter rattled from behind. Here's Rafael Leao. He might try and go alone, maybe. Looks to his right now, Diaz. Diaz just outside the penalty, and he'll go for it, and it's just wide. But Onana makes the save anyway. Not sure if it took a deflection. That's why Onana stretched out for it. Just watching the replay back, Diaz with the kick, but Onana may not be. He could have left it. I think it would have. The closest it would have been at goal would have hit the side netting, but made a good catch, Onana, and decided to just keep it in play. The 26-year-old from Cameroon. Now here's Barrera. They're trying to put this game to bed, but again couldn't get the right pass out to the left-hand side to Guzans. Tata Rossano booting it up, landing on the halfway line, only to be picked up by Bastoni of Inter Milan. Bastoni now into the box, couldn't get that pass across to Lukaku, but now here's Barrera to Kanhanoglu, out onto the right-hand side. Darmian with the cross, no one there, only to be headed out again. Now in the middle of the park, it's with Squania, and Inter just can't get it going. But now here's Rafael Leao trying to go on the counter. It's 4 against 3, and now it's with Olivier Giroud. Oh, his first touch is terrible, and he knows it, because he could have had a free go at goal between him and Onana. But now it's with Diaz, and he gets tripped over, and he does win a free kick just outside the Inter box. Bastoni, the man with the foul. But my word, what was Giroud doing? It was a fantastic pass from Leao. Giroud was unmarked in the penalty area, close range, and all he had to do was slot it in, but his first touch was terrible. That right there, AC Milan would have thought they were going to get an equaliser and be back in this game. I am not sure what happened there. However, Inter Milan have still got a free kick to worry about. So it's just to the right. A lot closer to the near side, you could say, but it's only just outside the penalty area. Not an easy angle, this. Kiao and Giroud behind the ball at the moment. Looks as though Giroud will be the man to try and take this, and he'll want to pay back straight away after not handling the ball very well in the last few moments with that attack. Looks as though it's a four-man wall for Inter, with one of their players laying on the ground behind the wall in case it goes under the player's feet. So Giroud, he'll take it. Oh, it's wide past the near post. Went with his left boot, tried to curl it. Well, I mean, he did, but it was probably too much of a curve, and because of that, up in the air, but no good on target. Goal kick for AC Milan. Sorry, for Inter. Barcelona have broken the deadlock on the 58th minute. Jordi Alba getting the opening goal against Severe at the Nou Camp. Feels like Jordi Alba's played for it, Barcelona forever, doesn't it? Now, I was going to answer Jamie Burgoyne's question, but quite a lot's been happening. I say that is Lautaro Martinez now on the left-hand side, surrounded by Milan players. Was never going to get out of that alive. And Guzan's with the last touch given a throw-in to Milan. Jamie Burgoyne saying, Jamie, would you put Olivier Giroud in the same bracket as Rooney, Torres and Origi? I mean, I'd imagine you're putting Origi in there just for bant maybe, but again, Origi won quite a few good trophies, so did Torres, but so did Giroud. I think Giroud is actually probably ahead of them, because at club and country he's won everything pretty much apart from the Euros for France. He was a finalist though. Oh, there's a foul in the box for Inter. No, the referee says it's not a foul. They do have VAR, but play continues, and it's Inter with the possession on the near side. Bastoni kicks the ball down the line, doesn't pick out anyone in black and blue, and AC Milan, all they could do at the end is clear it away by Kiar. Could there be a VAR check on that penalty appeal for Inter? Well, the referee's blown the whistle. I'm not sure that's to do with VAR. It was Martinez who was fouled by Kalulu. Well, allegedly anyway, but it wasn't a foul because they've played on from the throw-in, so no VAR check needed, it would seem. Nothing that's come up on the monitor anyway. Just about 10 minutes to go till we reach the 90. Inter with the throw-in. It's kicked up in the air to the Kaku. The Kaku lets it bounce once, then twice on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Shields the ball away from Theo Hernandez. Then the Kaku onto what looked to be Brozovic with the shot. It takes a block, and the ball's gone behind for a corner kick. And I think that is actually Inter's first corner of the second half. It's their sixth corner overall. AC Milan still haven't had a single corner in this game, as this match, of course, has just reached 80 minutes. So Inter not trying the usual corner set piece, it would seem. It's crossed in, and oh dear, header going way over the bar. It went across the field as well. I think it was Gozens who went with the header, the first man to get to it first. AC Milan will be happy that was nothing but a miss attempt. Tata Rossano with the goal kick. Lands in the middle of the park, in the centre circle. Then headed forward by Tonali. Then booted back into the AC Milan half. Brilliant touch there by Brozovic. Back with Brozovic. Then to the halfway line on the far side for Inter. Then back into their own half pretty much in line with the edge of the penalty area to then go back to Anano on the edge of the 6-yard box, boots it out with his right foot. Ball lands on the halfway line to Lautaro Martinez. Lovely back heel to flick the ball away from his teammate, sort of his opponent that is. Now the Lukaku on the right wing. There's 2 interplayers in the box. Couldn't get it to Gozens at the end. Good defending from Chiara, I think it was. He's been fouled. Referee has paused the game. It was actually Makers with the clearance. Gozens pushes him down. Looks like Makers just might have landed on his left foot in a bad way. As you'd expect. Even though they've already done their bit in this match, Mkhitaryan and Edin Dzeko, who are now on the bench, just shouting out some team spirit, you could say. Of course, they'd really want to get this win over AC Milan, but so would AC Milan over Inter. Just for the bragging rights, as I keep stressing, really, when it comes to rivalries like this one. It's now a deep ball to the Lukaku. The Lukaku's fouled. He does score, but you heard the whistle before it crossed the line, and I think there was a foul, or maybe it was offside. We'll check this again. I'm just watching the replay. He wasn't offside, the Lukaku. He gets pulled back and he does score. So I'm actually wondering what. Well, actually, the Lukaku might be pulling the shirt of Thiaw. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But Inter goal disallowed, and you'd probably hear a little bit of frustration in the stadium from the Inter half. It's gone all the way back into their own half, and it's Bastoni's having to take a throw in here. That's to the left, near the corner flag. Anana, late challenge, and it's a yellow card on Olivier Giroud, it looks like. Yep, he enters the book. I must admit I missed that because I was watching the ball go back to Anana. Yeah, Giroud had his left hand all over the face there of a Kirby. Just watching that replay back of the Lukaku, who scored when falling to the ground. Lukaku wasn't sure as to why he was penalised, but he did pull his shirt when trying to win the ball. Just shows how tough it is to deal with the Lukaku, though, when the ball's up in the air. He's obviously physical, very big, very hard to deal with for any defender. I know he's not had the best of times, the Lukaku, but he's always going to be a striker that'll come back fighting, no doubt about it. Oh, and Tata Rossano falls to the ground against Lautaro Martinez when both going for a ball in the air. Martinez feels as though there wasn't a foul, and I was just about to talk about Rebic because he is coming on for AC Milan. This should be their last change because this will be their 5th substitution of the game. And it's Chiara that's come off, the captain. That's him done for the night. So Ante Rebic from Croatia. This is his 13th appearance of the season. He's actually got 3 goals to his name. Could he provide in these final few minutes here at the San Siro? Still 1-0 to Inter Milan, live on Let's Talk Sport. If you haven't yet, do subscribe to the channel for more coverage like this in Serie A, and of course other football competitions around the world, and we'll do just that whenever we can. And of course your place for live sport commentaries and watch-alongs. Inter Milan, have they won a corner kick? No, the referee points towards the goalkeeper. Goal kick for AC Milan. While Stefano Piali watching on. This could be their 3rd straight defeat in a row, unless they can find an equaliser. Time is running out for them. The goal kick's taken for Milan. It's out to the left-hand side. Last touch coming off Rafael Leal. He feels as though it wasn't him. He feels as though that should have been a Milan throw, and even Giroud is showing some frustration looking at his face language, or facial expressions you could say. Lukaku to Gozens. Now with a Kirby to Barrera on the left hand side. Now out wide to Gozens on the left wing. Gozens with a low ball cross, only to be blocked by Sailor Makers, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the near side. And he's taken his time with this throw-in, as you'd expect. Nice have scored again. Brahimi with the third goal for them to put it at 3-1. Now Karl Haneglu, he'll go for a shot at goal, but it was blocked. And AC Milan have intercepted as they try and come out of the blocks on the far side as they just enter the inter half with Rafael Leal. Short pass back now. Now it's into the middle of the park. Sailor Makers, just cleared away at the end. Good defending again by a Kirby for Inter. Now with Barrera, who picks up the ball in the air. He falls to the ground and wins a free kick, and he's actually there's been a yellow card against Rebic. Rebic has only just come on. But as we expected, there was always going to be a few yellow cards in a match like this. If I've got that correct, it's 6 yellow cards in this game. 2 for Inter, 4 for AC Milan. We've got another change coming for the leaders. And Karl Haneglu is done for the night, replaced by Gagliardini, the number 5 man. And I think that's their 5th change. No, 4th change, I think. So they've got one more to make a change if they wanted to use it with Mr. Inzaghi. And now here it comes through to Barrera and Martinez, and he scores, and that should seal it. No, it's offside. Martinez says it isn't. We do, of course, have VAR. I'm sure that'll be checked. But Martinez got through there thanks to the help of Barrera. It was a long ball out to the left-hand side. Then it was headed forward. Then a flick from the Lukaku. Barrera just left it for Lautaro Martinez to then go for goal. Barrera, for watching the replay back, he was unhappy with the decision, as you would expect. So they are checking for offside. So VAR, this could determine the game. Simone Inzaghi looking quite nervous watching from the sidelines. Big decision to come up. And you can hear chants in the stadium of VAR, VAR. Taking their time with it. On my monitor, I'm not actually being able to see the replay. At that time, the 4th official has indicated 5 minutes of added time. So if Inter don't get this goal, we've got ourselves a few last minutes here to see if AC Milan can get an equaliser. Now I've got the replay. Oh, I think Barrera and Martinez are just onside. It's hit and miss. It's very close. And still we're waiting for the referee here. And it is offside. So the linesman was correct with their original decision. So it stays at 1-0 to Inter Milan. So that's 2 goals they've had disallowed in this second half. And for Inter Milan, they've been able to just kill a few more seconds here because Tonali with the foul on Guzens. Well, it has been a great game, regardless of what the result's going to be. Barcelona 2-0 up now against Sevilla with 20 minutes to go. Gavi with the second goal, joining Jordi Alba in the score sheet. So the free kick's taken with Inter, playing it down the line, only to just give it away for an AC Milan throw-in. A minute and a half in so far of added time. I'd say we'll go a little over 95 minutes just because of that VAR check we've just had, which of course meant a disallowed goal for Inter Milan. Martinez thought he might have had 2 goals tonight in this derby, but it is Lautaro Martinez with the winning goals at this moment in time, unless AC Milan have something to do about it. Oh, Skriniar with just enough power behind his header back to Onana, and Onana will protect the ball at all costs. All it takes is a hiccup when those moments happen. So Onana decides to boot it up in the air, as any goalkeeper would do when defending a lead with just minutes to go. Lukaku no good to keep that possession. Now with Skriniar, who intercepts again with Bruzovic. Flick from Martinez, last touch. Oh, it's a throw-in for Inter. I must admit, I thought the last touch there came from Darmian. But the linesman and the referee disagree with me there. Well, it's been an excellent game. May only be 1 goal in it. Lautaro Martinez was offside by literally his right arm when looking back at the replay. That's what the technology is saying, and this should be now Inter's last change. Of course, this is just to Asllani replacing Barrera. I think Barrera's had a terrific game tonight. So, throw-in taken. It's now on the right wing for Inter, only for it to go out for a Milan goal kick. Tatarusano wants it really quickly. We're going to reach the last minute of added time here, as we're on the 94th minute now. AC Milan have got to make the most out of this. It's Rafael Leao on the left wing. Then a long ball into the Inter Milan box is headed out for a throw-in. This game will be decided at the very end, it would seem. Leao with a quick throw-in. Poor chest control by Giroud, only for Inter to just boot it away. Then headed forward again, then flicked away. Onana should get to that. Yeah, he'll pick that up and he'll fall to the ground. Any excuse to kill a few more seconds. But that might just be AC Milan's last opportunity in this game to find that equaliser. I will say this now for Stefano Pioli. He may not get a single point or a result tonight, but I think second half they've played a lot better, but just not good enough to find an equaliser. Now with Lukaku, he falls to the ground. It's back to him. He thought he's going to score. No, it's saved. He fell to the ground thinking he'd get a free kick. Then the ball came back to him. Then he tried to go for a low curved shot, but it was a good save by Tatarusano, who had to stretch out and just change the direction of it to go behind for a corner. He has been dangerous, Lukaku, even in just the second half minutes he's only played in tonight, but not a bad substitution to have, is it? Corner to come for Inter. No one in the box pretty much for Inter, because they're going to just waste as much time as they can by bringing them all together near the corner flag. I'm just wondering, I thought for a moment the referee was blowing the whistle for full time, but it is going to be another corner for Inter. AC Milan players, of course, showing a little frustration. It's now gone out for a goal kick for AC Milan, but is there any time left? We're a minute over the added time, so 96 minutes gone. Tatarusano, while he kicks it up in the air, and even before the ball lands back on the ground, it doesn't matter, because Inter Milan have won here tonight in the San Siro. They've won the derby. and they get to keep the bragging rights over AC Milan. And it was just a single goal that separated the two sides at the end. A header from Lautaro Martinez on the 34th minute is the goal that separates the two teams. And it has been a terrific game to watch. It was quite tight, you could say, at the end, but I would say that Inter Milan were no doubt the better team. So it has ended here at the San Siro. Inter Milan 1, AC Milan 0. So before we leave, do get in touch if you want on the live chat page. I'm just going to end the poll. I've currently just got the Barcelona-Sevilla game on in front of me, and they are 3-0 up in their match at the new camp. So looks like it'll be 3 points for them in La Liga. So let's just have a look at the poll. So well done to you who went for Inter Milan to win tonight. That was 53% of you in the votes that said that Inter Milan would win. 46% of you going for AC Milan. We didn't actually, I just realised I didn't put the option up for a draw. So good thing I didn't, because it didn't end in a draw. So yeah, well done to those that got it correct. And I'll just quickly check what the table looks like. So Inter Milan, they do of course stay in second place, and because of that win they now go 3 points clear of AS Roma, but they are still 13 points behind Napoli, and they don't have any games in hand. Both Inter and Napoli have played 21 games each, but look at the difference. Napoli with 4 more wins over Inter with 18 victories. They've actually had more draws than Inter with 2, while Inter have only had a single draw. But Inter have lost 6 games, while Napoli have only had 1 defeat, and that was against Inter Milan, of course, which we covered here on Let's Talk Sport last month on YouTube. So anyway, that is pretty much the table. AC Milan are in the Europa Conference League spot at the moment, which Stefano Pioli knows that's not enough to convince the fans. He knows they need a Champions League spot at least, so they need to get into the top 4 to qualify. But in all fairness, they are on the same amount of points as Lazio, who are currently 4th on 38 points. 2 points behind AS Roma, and now they are 5 points behind their rivals of Inter Milan. But of course, many more games still to come in Serie A between now and the end of the season. And of course, be sure to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more of our coverage of Serie A between now and the end of the season. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So thank you very much for watching our live commentary of Inter Milan versus AC Milan. We've had a good night again here on Let's Talk Sport, and I'm sure that Lautaro Martinez and his team will be celebrating tonight, as of course that's their second win over AC Milan this season. They get the bragging rights for now, but will they finish above AC Milan at the end of the season? At this moment in time, they look a lot better than AC Milan, and I think they're the only team left that can maybe, just maybe, contend for the title against Napoli. It's a big job, but you never know in the world of football. Anyway, it's good night here from Let's Talk Sport, and we'll see you very soon. Have a good one.